You're making these common money mistakes, and you probably don't even know. But you're not alone. Many of us unintentionally stumble into financial pitfalls that could easily be avoided. These habits may seem insignificant, but they can cause substantial damage to your financial health in the long run. It's been said that money talks, but for most of us, all it ever says is goodbye. It's easy to overlook these everyday money missteps, but don't worry, we've got you covered. Stay tuned as we uncover the top 10 money mistakes almost everyone makes. Starting with number 1, a common pitfall: living on credit cards. It's easy to fall into the trap of depending on plastic for everyday expenses. It's kinda like a diet where the more you eat, the bigger your balance gets. However, this habit can lead to a crippling cycle of debt. And that's not all. Relying too heavily on credit cards can damage your credit score, affecting your ability to secure loans or mortgages in the future. It's crucial to use credit cards wisely, paying off balances promptly and avoiding unnecessary expenditure. Remember, credit cards are a tool, not a crutch or a buffet line. Next up, mistake number 2, ignoring budgeting. Budgeting isn't just for your grandma, it's a modern necessity. It's like a financial GPS, guiding you to where you want to go by tracking your income and expenses. Without a budget, you're essentially driving blindfolded, hoping you won't crash into debt. It's kind of like dieting. You hate it, but you know it's good for you. It helps you prioritize essential items, avoid overspending, and make your money work for you. Remember, it's not about cutting out all the fun, it's about making sure the fun doesn't cut into your financial future. A budget isn't a restriction, it's a financial game plan. Mistake number 3 is neglecting to build an emergency fund. Picture this. Your car breaks down or you suddenly lose your job. What's your plan? Without an emergency fund, you're left scrambling, possibly racking up debt. An emergency fund is your safety net. Imagine it as your financial fire extinguisher. You don't think you need it until your kitchen, or in this case your bank account, is on fire. It's not for trips or shopping sprees for those unexpected expenses life throws at you. It's your buffer between a minor setback and a major financial crisis. So, start building that fund, because when life happens, and it will, you'll be ready. An emergency fund is your financial safety net. Fourth on the list is overlooking your credit score. This small number carries a lot of weight. It's a measure of your financial responsibility, and it's something lenders use to determine if they'll lend you money, and at what interest rate. Think of it as your financial report card. It's just like being back in school, but this time it's not about algebra and history, it's about debt and interest. Just as your grades reflect your school performance, your credit score reveals how well you handle money. An excellent score can open doors to lower interest rates and better financial opportunities, while a poor one can slam those doors shut. So, keep a close eye on it, and make sure to pay your bills on time. Avoid maxing out your credit cards and minimize debt. Your credit score is your financial report card. No gold stars or sticker rewards though, just the promise of a mortgage. Halfway through with mistake number 5, ignoring debt. When we sweep our debts under the carpet, they don't disappear. They grow, they accumulate interest, they affect our credit score. They become a burden that weighs us down, inhibiting our financial growth and freedom. It's kind of like ignoring an angry bear in your living room. It won't just decide to leave because you've stopped looking at it. Taking responsibility to pay off debt is not just about clearing our financial slate. It's about reclaiming our financial future. It's about understanding that every dollar we owe is a dollar that's not working for us. Remember, debt is the enemy of your financial freedom. Moving on to mistake number 6, avoiding insurance. It's kind of like avoiding vegetables. Sure, you might feel invincible in your 20s and 30s, and who needs broccoli anyway, right? But life is unpredictable, much like the effects of a vegetable-free diet. Having adequate insurance coverage, whether it's for health, life, or property, is as essential as getting your daily greens to safeguard against unexpected circumstances. Think of it as a safety net, the superhero cape of kale in your diet. The cost of insurance, like the taste of Brussels sprouts, may seem like a burden now, but it's a small price to pay for peace of mind and a healthy body in the face of adversity. Remember, insurance is not an expense, it's a protection, much like how those green veggies aren't just food, they're health warriors. Mistake number 7, relying on a single income source. It's like sitting on a one-legged stool, it's not stable and you're bound to topple over. In this ever-changing economic landscape, it's essential to diversify your income. Think of it as spreading your financial risks. Or in our humorous analogy, adding more legs to your stool. If one income stream or stool leg dries up, you have others to fall back on. This could be a side hustle, investments, or even a part-time job. Remember, the goal is financial stability, and much like a well-balanced stool, having multiple income sources can cushion you against unexpected financial blows. So don't put all your financial eggs in one basket or balance all your weight on a one-legged stool. Eighth mistake, neglecting retirement savings. When it comes to your golden years, you can't just rely on Social Security or a winning lottery ticket. Starting your retirement savings early is crucial. It's like planting a tree. The sooner you plant it, the more time it has to grow. Even if you're in your 20s, it's not too soon to start saving for retirement. Think of it as an investment in your future self. Every dollar saved today could be worth much more in the future, thanks to the power of compound interest. Retirement savings is your ticket to future comfort. Almost there with mistake number 9, taking unnecessary loans. It's easy to fall into the trap of borrowing more than you need. But remember, a loan is not free money. It's a debt that you must repay, usually with interest. Each loan you take reduces your future income because you're committing to pay it back. Think about when you eat too much candy. It feels good at first, but you'll regret it when the stomach ache, or in this case, financial cramps, kicks in. This can lead to a cycle of debt that's hard to break, especially if the loan was for a non-essential expense. Loans should be a last resort, not a first choice. And finally, mistake number 10, mismanaging taxes. It's easy to do, yet it's one of the biggest financial burdens we face. Mismanaging taxes is like trying to run a marathon without any training. It's going to hurt, and you might not even make it to the finish line. Understanding and managing taxes effectively is a necessity, not an option. It's not just about paying what you owe, but also about knowing what deductions and credits you're eligible for. Remember, every dollar saved on taxes is a dollar that can be invested elsewhere. So, take the time to either understand tax laws or work with a professional to ensure you're not overpaying. Taxes, if not managed, can be your biggest expense. Now that's it for our top 10 money mistakes. To quickly recap, don't live on credit cards. Make sure to budget. Start an emergency fund as soon as possible. Pay attention to your credit score. Don't treat your debt like your ex's texts. Get insurance, it will pay off. Multiple revenue streams is the only way to wealth. Save for retirement early. Don't take out unnecessary loans. And lastly, consult with a tax expert so that you save as much as possible on taxes. Every single one of these money mistakes can lead you down a path of monetary mayhem. And nobody wants that. Until next time, keep your finances less Game of Thrones and more Sesame Street.